Welcome to your mini-series trying Mexican snacks from the inside perspective. Now, quick disclaimer. I don't have the budget to buy every single Mexican snack, so we are doing a couple of them. Another quick disclaimer, I'm going to be mentioning the brands as we say them in Mexico, or if you want to say it in Spanish. So if you see me mention them weirdly, it's not because I'm saying them wrong, I'm saying them how we say them in Mexico. On today's episode, Fritos versus Cheetos. First, Fritos, or how we say them in Spanish, Fritos. The first variable, salt and lemon. The biggest difference between Fritos and Cheetos is basically the shape. Fritos just has one shape, that is almost like a C, while Cheetos has a lot of different shapes, as we're going to see later in the video. This one is just salt and lemon, so is what you will think it will taste, is salt and lemon on like a tortilla chip. The corn flavor is what is more prevalent in this chip specifically, but you can feel a hint of lime and salt, just not as much as the corn. So I would say in the acidity level is one of the least acid chips that we have. Flavor number 2. These are chorizo and chipotle. The biggest difference between these two is basically the color because the shape is the same. I wouldn't say that this tastes like chorizo from my experience. I would say they taste more like smoky and the chipotle. I wouldn't say that they taste exactly like chorizo, but these hold a special place in my heart because they were my grandma's favorite. Yeah, I feel like the chipotle taste is really prevalent. A hint of acidity and also a hint of smokiness is not really big. But it's really salty, but you don't taste just salt. You actually taste a lot of spices. Again, they have the acidity, but still they are kind of like the least acid chips that we have. Last Frito flavor, chile and limon, which basically translates to chili and lime. The biggest difference between the three of them is the first one was completely yellow, the second one was a lot more brownish, and this one is a lot more orangish because of the chili. The form is exactly the same, and actually these are my mom's favorite. So I did eat them growing up, but they weren't my favorite. I haven't eaten them in like 5 years, so let's see. In terms of spiciness, this is not spicy. Honestly, to me, it's just kind of like the chili adds flavor. It doesn't add spiciness. You have a really prevalent flavor of the lime, and it's acid. It's the most acid flavor of Fritos, but it's not really tangy. So now we have finished the Frito flavors. We just have 3 of them, and now we are going to go to the Cheetos flavor. Here we have 6. Now, usually we have 7. The 7th one is Flaming Hot, but I actually want to make a video about Flaming Hot chips. First flavor, Cheetos Torciditos. This is basically the normal Cheeto that we will have. Okay, so these are made with cornmeal actually, and you can get a hint of that, but it's more like texture-wise to me. It's really crunchy, and the flavor is just like cheddar cheese with a hint of pepperiness. That gets a little bit more salty. Next flavor, Cheetos Puffs. So basically, the biggest difference is the color and the form. The Torciditos has some speckles, like black speckles. This one is just plain neon orange. So the biggest difference between this and the Torciditos are the texture. The Torciditos were crunchy and this is just more airy and less dense. The Torciditos are also airy, just a lot more denser because of the shape. Taste-wise, this tastes a lot more potent of the cheddar cheese and a lot more salty without the hint of any spice. This is just plain cheese. Flavor number 3, a fan favorite, Cheetos Bolitas. Literally, it means balls Cheetos. Well, the biggest difference, as we can see, is the shape, but it's still the same texture as the puff. It's less dense and more airy. Now, taste-wise, this actually tastes like some of the smoky flavor of some chipotle chips that I have had in my life. That is a lot. And basically spices like pepper and cheese. Literally, is a mixture of the three of them. It has a hint of tanginess, but it's barely there. I just think that the spiciness is like a secondary effect of the chilies that it uses in the mixture. Third flavor. These are called Cheetos Jalapeno, but in my time, they were called Cheetos Nacho. These are pretty similar in shape of the torciditos, but the color is a lot more bright. And it can have some speckles of spices, but it's not as much as with the torciditos. Ah, there we go. Flavor-wise, it's literally jalapeno with cheese. It has spices, but it's not as potent as with the torciditos or with the bolitas. And if you want a Cheeto like the cornmeal with a jalapeno flavor and a cheese flavor, this is it. Honestly, one of the best ones I have had. I grew up eating this. For a lot of the time, they disappeared or I just couldn't find them. And when they brought them back, I was the happiest person on earth. Fifth one, Cheetos Palomitas. This is basically cheese popcorn. Okay, it's like a sweeter version of the dust on the Cheetos Puff in a popcorn. Basically, it's not sweet. Let me say that. It has a hint of sweetness. That is different. It's still kind of salty because of the cheese flavor. It just tastes sweeter than the cornmeal puff Cheeto. It can be because the base or the holder of the flavor is actually different because cornmeal tastes different than popcorn. Last Cheeto. This is kind of different from whatever form you are accustomed to in Cheetos. Cheetos Colmillo. This basically translates to fang Cheetos. Truly say, I know that what they want to achieve is like just the fangs in a mouth, but to me it looks like a paw, like a puppy paw, honestly. But that's still really good. If you see, like the color is a lot darker and it's not necessarily orange. This is tangy. If you don't like tangy things, you wouldn't like this because that's really prevalent. It does have a spiciness, but it's not overpowering and it has like a hint of sweetness. To me, it reminds me of Worcestershire sauce. Like we have a mix of sauces here that we do called salsas negras that we will see later on. This kind of taste of that, but it's really good. Like it's kind of tangy, spicy, a little bit salty, and hints of sweetness. So these are the 9 snacks that we have tried today. I hope that you guys find it entertaining and interesting. I actually love sharing stuff that I grew up with and sharing parts of my culture. So see you on the next video where we will try rufles, sabritas, and Big Mix. Bye!